everyone and welcome to the channel, and this video is a nightclub challenge. So I have 12 prompts with various nightclub DJ drinking style prompts for which I'm going to demonstrate a book for each. As you can see, I've made a very half-hearted attempt at bringing some club atmosphere with some blue lighting, which I think is supposed to change colour, but I can't figure out how to do it. I've got some lasers, which if you look very closely, there may be some green spots on my face. And I've already managed to spill my orange squash. So yeah, it's going well so far. If you're like me and you're in your mid-30s, you probably haven't been in a club for a very long time. And it's something that I always used to really love doing. And it was only later in life that I found out that I'm pretty much probably the only person who did enjoy it. I keep hearing, oh, you know, now we don't have to pretend to enjoy going to clubs anymore. And I'm there thinking, oh my goodness, was my entire university life a lie? Was it just me there enjoying the music and dancing around and everyone else wishing they could go home? This challenge is not so much about clubbing as about books. So without further ado, let's get started on the prompts. Is it better without the annoying blue lighting? Better? Worse? Who knows? Let's just go. Prompt number 1 is cocktail hour, which is to choose a book that pairs perfectly with my favourite cocktail. My favourite cocktail is an amaretto sours, preferably with lots and lots of cocktail cherries. The book I'm choosing for this one is a book that I would choose whatever the cocktail was really, which is Cards on the Table by Agatha Christie. I love all of the Poirot mysteries. This one is about a chap called Shayatana who plans a cocktail party full of people that he suspects of wrongdoing in the past. He proceeds to drop hints that he knows what they've been up to, tries to wind them all up throughout the party, and while they're having a game of bridge, he manages to get stabbed by the fireplace. And who did it? You know, we're not sure. Everyone was in the room, no one noticed it happening. What happened to this chap? Obviously Poirot's on the case. Now, I'm going to level with you. I actually think the David Suchet version, the episode of Agatha Christie's Poirot, is actually a little bit better than the book, but that might just be because it's the one I watched first. But it is atmospheric, it is glamorous, and yeah, perfect pairing with a tasty cocktail. Prompt number 2 is neon lights, and that is which book drew you to it like bright neon lights would. The one that came to mind was this one, Last Night at the Telegraph Club. Now, I haven't actually finished this, I hardly started it, but look at that cover. It's a YA female romance, and it's just got a gorgeous cover, bright lights of the city. Anything that's got lights through darkness is something that I'm going to get drawn to. I also like this sort of thing, so Gothic-y maps, Victoriana, houses, creaky houses, mappage, anything that looks like it might be mysterious and, you know, creaky floorboards, that sort of stuff going on. It's bright green and it's got a bunny on it. Who could resist? So next prompt is The Bouncer. So which book was just not letting you in, that you had to put down? I love these prompts, they're brilliant. I don't tend to DNF books. Once I'm over 10% in, I'm usually locked in, and then I have to know how it ends. So for this I'm going to pick one that I tried to start a few times but never seemed to get past the first few chapters, and this isn't a reflection of the quality of the writing. For some reason it just hasn't grabbed me, and that is Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. Pretty sure that it's something that I will enjoy once I get past that first, but it will not let me in, that book. It is standing there like a bouncer with its hand out and like, yeah, fully intend to finish Midnight's Children at some point, but in order to get there I need to first kind of get past and into the actual story. Jay's choice. What would you recommend as a perfect read for someone new to the fantasy genre? I'm going to say just go straight in at the deep end here and go for Assassin's Apprentice. It may not be the easiest book, but it certainly is one of the best. And if you're new to a genre, you want something that's really going to make you fall in love with it and make you want to read everything. It really is a beautiful example of what can be done in the genre. It is a coming-of-age tale. It's got castles, it's got zombies, sort of. It's got political intrigue, it's got assassination, got magic, and yeah, that would be my recommendation. So if you're going to start with a new genre, read some examples of the best. Don't just go for the easy stuff. You want to fall in love. Disco Ball. Name a book that made you feel like you were in a vibrant, glittering world. What better than the beautiful Strange the Dreamer? And this might also be quite a good entry point for those new to the fantasy genre. It's a beautiful romantasy book. It starts with Laszlo Strange journeying to the city of Weep that he has studied extensively. It's a beautiful romance story. There's lots and lots of dreams, and within those dreams you really do find a beautiful dream world that you can't help but fall in love with. So yeah, if you wanted a glittering story full of beautiful worlds, I mean, if you want hardship and pain, go back to Assassin's Apprentice. I highly recommend it. But if you want something lighter but still emotionally that still packs an emotional punch, Strange the Dreamer. Dance Floor Diva. What book had you dancing with excitement from the first page to the last? This is a really difficult question because so many of the books that I love the most are full of pain. And to be dancing around in what would generally be considered joy would be inappropriate for so many of them. Let me have a think. This cup's supposed to light up as well, but I think it's run out of batteries. This is a really cheap nightclub. Okay, I've got one. I'm going to go with The House in the Cerulean Sea. It's adorable. It is cozy fantasy done well. It's a hug. It's a simple little book that will bring joy to your heart. It is lovely. I'd also go Thursday Murder Club, I think, because those books are full of joy. They're a murder mystery series by Richard Osman, about a group of older adults in a retirement village solving murders together, and they are just adorable. But I didn't need to tell you that. I'm sure you've heard of them and read them. Guest list. Which author would you invite to an exclusive book-themed party? Any of you who've watched my channel before will know who I'm going to pick for this. Stuart Turton, do you want to come to my book party? You're my favourite. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not stalking him, I promise. But he is a funny guy and his books are fantastic. And yeah, definitely on the guest list. Oh, who else would I invite? I'd invite Samantha Shannon and R.F. Kuang. They are both amazing fantasy authors and so smart. They would definitely be welcome guests at the party. And can I invite Harlan Coben as well, because he is a brilliant mystery writer and he's just an all-around solid guy. I've seen him speak before. He's brilliant. He's so charismatic. Can I have like a big guest list? Like, you're all invited. VIP entrance. So which book do you feel privileged to have read before it became widely popular? I'm about 10 years late to every party. There is not an answer for this. Everything I've enjoyed, it's, you know, been after everyone else has enjoyed it first. I can't really think of anything that I was the original enthusiast about. I did read The Walking Dead before they made it into a TV show. So yeah, I did enjoy that before it became popular. It was a very long time ago now. I'd probably be I'd probably be quite upset by the goriness now. But I read it a good while back, so when I was less sensitive. So you know, all the blood and guts that come with a zombie apocalypse. Dance battle. Which two characters from different books would you like to see in a dance battle? I can't say this is something I've given any thought to before. I want to see Lucy from House in the Cerulean Sea in a dance battle with the Fool from the Fitz and the Fool series. I reckon they both give it a good go. Midnight read. What is a book that you found yourself reading all night and couldn't put down? So for this one, I'm going to go Recursion by Blake Crouch. Blake Crouch writes a little bit like my favourite Harlan Coben, except it's sci-fi. And this is a sci-fi, quantum-y, time travel-y, mystery thriller type thing that packed a huge emotional punch and had me feeling very emotional, and I just had to barrel through it to get to the end. And I'm currently reading Dark Matter, which I think is going to be just as emotional and just as brilliant. Blake Crouch is certainly one to watch, right up my street. The only trouble is obviously super emotional. So if I'm trying to relax, his books do tend to get the adrenaline flowing through me. She makes it the perfect pick for this one, because when you've got all that adrenaline going, you cannot sleep until you know what's what. After party. What book gave you a hangover that you couldn't start another book immediately after? For this one, I'm going for Fool's Errand. Robin Hobb, you know what you did. Another book that I put in this category is A Little Life. Hugely traumatic read. Lots and lots of horrendous stuff that will break your heart happening in it, and you just can't go straight into something else after that. You need to kind of sit and process for a bit. And anyone who's even gone anywhere near that book will know exactly what I mean. And finally, late night conversations. Which book had you wanting to discuss it late into the night with other people? And for this one, I'm going to choose I Have Some Questions for You by Rebecca Mackay. This book was incredible, and there was so much food for thought. It's a dark academia, social commentary, literary fiction read, murder mystery, elements of everything in there. Lots and lots of food for thought when it comes to treatment of women. When I finished this book, I was all sorts of angry and I really, really wanted to talk about it with someone who'd read it. It's just incredible and underrated, really. Like I say, I don't see it on book social media a lot, and it's fantastic. So yes, definitely have a read of this one. You will have opinions probably. In the same way that Yellowface by R.F. Kuang is a very, very smart social commentary, social satire kind of novel, I Have Some Questions for You isn't funny. It doesn't have any kind of humour in it particularly, but what you have is a murder mystery that has layers and layers and layers. It's like an onion of a book, and it doesn't give you any answers so much as raises the question. It was one of the best reads that I've read so far this year. So yeah, that was my take on the Nightclub challenge, and I would absolutely love to know what your picks are. So yeah, feel free to leave comments and let me know what you'd have chosen. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend, and yeah, one day maybe I will be out drinking cocktails in a club once more, but yeah, everyone's exhausted and it's not looking likely anytime soon. But at least we've got loads of books to be going through while we stay at home in our cozy little corners. See you later.